So this video is going to provide you with a short example of how to record over a PowerPoint slide or an image of your choice to discuss the potential solutions to the economic problem that you've presented. So this example is going to look at minimum wage, and I chose this because it was the first case study we looked at in our course together. So in my example, I'm going to talk about just one solution to give you an example, and then in your actual submission you're going to discuss 5 possible solutions. So let's talk about my first idea for minimum wage. So minimum wage is a price floor in the market, and it's set above equilibrium. So it's creating this surplus of labor in the market, especially for low-skilled labor markets. So my idea is to increase the training of low-skilled workers, and by training them in fields that are more skilled and also fields that are difficult to outsource, we'll be able to help them be more successful in the long run. So the first direct effect is that this is going to incur quite a large cost in the short run. Providing additional education and training for each individual in the low-skilled market. We would have to subsidize that heavily through the government and through tax revenues. So this could add to our deficit and debt over time. But in the long run, we should expect higher wages from those members who have become more skilled in specialty trades, especially fields of engineering and mechanics and healthcare. So what I would hope to see in this graph from the training of low-skilled workers is that I would see a decrease in the supply of my low-skilled market, and that would increase the wage and maybe closer to the price floor or maybe even above it. So I would be decreasing the surplus of workers. Some unintended consequences of this solution is that I could create a shortage in the market like I've depicted here, where there aren't enough low-skilled workers left in the market to do the jobs needed. I could also see more companies outsourcing these low-skilled jobs to other countries that have lower wages, especially if there's a shortage and they're forced to pay even higher prices to obtain the workers they need to do low-skilled type work. In summary, those who are helped are going to be the workers who receive the training. Because they're going to have better training, they're less likely to get unemployed, they're less likely for their jobs to move to another country, and they're going to earn higher wages now that their human capital is going to justify additional revenue for wherever they're working. Those who are going to be hurt, you could see some currently skilled workers having to fight for their jobs and have a higher competition from workers who are receiving these new skills. And also you could see those untrained workers, the ones who don't receive the training for whatever choice or for whatever reason, being hurt because they're still in the market that's receiving the lower wages. I could also add a section on hurting the government if that cost becomes too high and it has to pull revenue from other sources to training these workers. But I think in the long run, the best solution is to provide training for workers rather than just raising the minimum wage.